Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to our latest explainer. Today, we're exploring St. Paul's Python Unit 04, which is all about conditional statements. You know, if you've ever stopped and wondered how the apps and games you use every single day just seem to know exactly what you want them to do, well, you are in the perfect place. We're going to completely break down the logic behind that magic.
So, here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting 1. How programs make decisions. 2. If, elif, and else. 3. A real-world example. 4. Comparing and combining rules. 5. Common coding misconceptions. And finally, 6. Wrapping up conditional statements.
And that really brings us to the absolutely crucial, essential question of Unit 4. How do programs actually make decisions? It's a fascinating question, right? Because out of the box, a computer isn't inherently smart. It doesn't have a brain. It doesn't have intuition. Instead, it's better to think of it as an incredibly fast, perfectly obedient worker just waiting for you to hand it the rules. I mean, a modern computer processor makes billions of these little obedient decisions every single second, but it can only make a decision if you've already taught it exactly how to do so.
Section 1. How programs make decisions. The real secret here, the whole foundation, is understanding our key vocabulary word, a conditional. A conditional is simply a rule in coding that tells a program which specific path or action to take based on a certain situation. Literally, think of conditionals as the brain of your program. Without them, your code just runs straight from top to bottom, completely blind to what's happening around it. But with conditionals, your code can finally look at a situation, evaluate it, and actually react. To put that into perspective, it helps to understand the difference between two totally different types of programs. First, we have a linear program. This is the old, rigid code that just gets stuck. It rigidly follows the exact same steps every single time you hit run, no matter what. No flexibility. Then, we have a dynamic program. Now, this code acts like a choose-your-own-adventure story. It actively changes paths based on new information. And conditionals, they're exactly what allow us to build those awesome dynamic programs.
Section 2. If, elif, and else.
Okay, so let's meet your core decision team. Think of these 3 commands as a squad working together to filter data through different branches. First up is the if statement. This is the very first condition you check. It basically asks, hey, is this specific thing true? Next, we've got elif, which is just Python's clever little shorthand for else if. Think of this as your backup plan. If the first if wasn't true, the program jumps down and checks the elif. And finally, we have else. This is your absolute catch-all safety net. If absolutely nothing else above it was true, the program will execute whatever you put in the else block. They all work together sequentially to make sure the program always knows what to do next.
Section 3. A real-world example.
Let's step away from the computer for a second and think about a typical morning routine. You actually process decisions just like this naturally before you even leave for school. Step 1, you check the time, right? That's your data. Step 2, if you are running late, you grab a granola bar. Boom, that is the first condition being met. Step 3, else, meaning you have plenty of time, you actually sit down and eat a bowl of cereal. You see, you're already doing this. You process conditionals naturally every single day. Programming is really just learning how to translate your natural human logic into a language that Python understands.
Section 4. Comparing and combining rules.
Now, what's really interesting here is how simple math symbols completely transform into powerful coding tools. We call these comparison operators. Notice the double equal sign. Now, in Python, a single equal sign is just used to assign a value to something. But the double equals, that actually asks a question. Are these two values exactly the same? Then, of course, we have the greater than and less than symbols, just like you use in math class, which check if a value is bigger on the left or the right side. These operators are exactly how your program evaluates the data you feed it so it can decide which branch to take.
But let's be real. Sometimes life isn't just about checking one single thing. That is where logical operators come into play. These are words like and, or, and not. They let your program test branches that require 2 or more things to be true at the exact same time. For example, if it is raining and I have an umbrella, I will walk to school. You're basically combining multiple rules into one giant super rule, which lets your program handle much more complex situations.
So, let's see how this builds into something even more complex. A single decision is pretty straightforward. It's just one fork in the road. But what if we nest them? A nested decision is literally a decision inside of another decision. It's kind of like navigating a giant maze. First, you check if something is true. If it is, you go down that path.
But then you immediately ask another question to decide your next turn. This is really where your code gets truly advanced, opening up the door for deep, nuanced logic.
Section 5. Common Coding Misconceptions. Okay, real talk for a second. If you're jumping into this 7th grade curriculum, you are going to hit some bumps. Here are the most frequent errors you're going to encounter. First up, using a single equals sign instead of the double equals to compare values. Remember our golden rule. Single equals tells the computer something, double equals asks the computer something. Second, forgetting to put a colon at the very end of your if or elif statement. Python absolutely needs that colon to know the condition is finished. And third, messing up the indentation. Python relies entirely on spaces to know which actions belong inside which decision branch. Honestly, trust me on this, you will forget a colon at some point. It happens to everyone. Finding and fixing these bugs isn't failing, it's literally just a normal everyday part of coding.
Section 6. Wrapping up conditional statements.
All right, let's review the St. Paul's student outcomes for this unit. Over the next 3 weeks of this pacing guide, you are going to completely master using conditionals to direct your code. You'll combine logical expressions to evaluate really complex data. You're going to test multiple branches to ensure every path works smoothly without crashing. And ultimately, you will create your very own decision-based applications. You're making the leap from just writing basic lists of instructions to building actual working logic.
Think about the sheer power you've just unlocked today. Your code literally has a brain now. It can look at the world, evaluate the data it gets, and make dynamic, real-time choices based entirely on the rules you set for it. So, the only question left for you is, what will you teach it to decide? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and have an absolutely amazing time building your own decision-based Python applications.